family wanted to throw me under the bus to save my brother. No one would believe me. My brother Kyle and I are identical twins. He was always the favorite, and I was always the screw-up. One night, he showed up at my apartment at 2 in the morning, pounding on my door. When I opened it, his hands were shaking, and I noticed the scar across his right knuckles from when he punched a car window last year. I messed up bad. He told me he beat a guy unconscious at a bar, and the guy was in a coma. Kyle ran, but my ID fell out of his pocket because he had stolen it weeks ago. I have 2 strikes already. You have a clean record. Just take the plea for me. I told him to get out. I thought that was the end of it, but then police showed up at my job and put me in handcuffs in front of everyone. I will never forget the way my coworkers just stood there staring at me like I was some kind of criminal. At the station, I kept telling them I had a twin brother, but they didn't believe me. All they had was my ID at the scene, and witnesses describing my face and my record was clean, so they had no reason to doubt it. When I got out, my boss told me they couldn't keep someone facing felony charges. Just like that, I lost everything I had worked for. I told my lawyer about the scar on Kyle's hand, and he told me unless someone saw his hands during the attack, it meant nothing. The one thing that could prove my innocence was completely useless. I called my mom desperate for someone to believe me. How could you do this to us? I told her Kyle was lying. He was here in tears saying he tried to stop you. I asked if she believed him over her own son. She went quiet. Then she said something that made everything worse. When the police came by, I told them Kyle was home with us that night. My own mother gave him a fake alibi. My dad wouldn't take my calls, and my sister told me not to contact them. Then Kyle showed up at my apartment again. He walked in like he owned the place. I heard you've been telling people I did this. He got in my face. Keep running your mouth and I promise you will regret it. Then he smiled. How's the job search going? I wanted to put him through a wall, but I knew nobody would believe me over him. The prosecutor told my lawyer I was facing 8 to 10 years if the victim didn't make it. My lawyer looked me in the eyes and told me to prepare for the worst. I sat alone in my apartment thinking about my mom choosing Kyle over me and what the next decade of my life was going to look like. Every single day I waited for the call telling me the victim was gone. Then the detective called and I could barely hold the phone steady. The victim is awake and he wants to see you. His name was Jerome and he had a little daughter at home. When I walk into the room, my heart is pounding so hard I can barely breathe. Jerome studies my face for a long time and then slowly shakes his head. That's not him. The detective asks how he can be so sure. The guy who hit me had a scar across his knuckles. I'll never forget it. I hold up both hands and they are completely clean. The detective asks if I want to be there when they arrest Kyle. I say yes. I drive to my parents' house knowing exactly what is about to happen. Kyle is inside eating dinner with my family, laughing about something. I walk in and sit across from him. He stops mid-bite. What are you doing here? I tell him I just wanted to see everyone. He puts his fork down and leans back with that smug look on his face. Finally came to apologize. I hear car doors outside. His smile drops. 2 officers step inside and ask which one is Kyle. I point right at him. They tell him to show his hands. He stands up and his chair screeches against the floor. This is a setup. My mom asks what is going on. I look right at her. The victim woke up. Kyle backs into the wall. Mom, Dad, tell them I was here that night. My dad's voice is shaking. Just show them your hands. Kyle slowly turns his palms over. The scar is right there for everyone to see. My dad stares at it. You told me you were innocent. Kyle lunges at me. You ruined my life. The officers slam him onto the table and plates shatter everywhere. Mom, Dad, do something. They just stand there. I watch them drag him out and leave without saying a word. My family keeps calling, but I don't answer. Jerome and I became close friends. Kyle got 15 years. Some bonds can't be repaired.
Click the link in my profile to watch the exciting follow-up.